Hello everyone, welcome to Banished. So, I thought I'd go ahead and play this game today. I know it's been a few years since this here game was released, but it remains an absolutely glorious game that I quite enjoy playing. So yeah, we're gonna go with it. It's we're gonna have to have Ringgoldville because that's just such a bonkers name, so we'll have that. But yeah, it's lovely, it's peaceful, and on this here Wednesday, the week after we've completed a quite lengthy series on Perfect Date, it seemed only right to go ahead with something nice and relaxing. Something to just, you know, chill out. It's the middle of the week. Nothing too strenuous, right? So, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so, starting things first. I've left the game mostly on the default settings because, you know, don't really need to do much else, do we, if the default settings work? And the first thing that I'm going to do is to get all of my bits of UI set up the way I like them. One of the absolutely magnificent things about this game was that you can literally do whatever you want with the UI, really. You can drag things, you can drop things. Like if I wanted to play the whole game with the resource limits in the centre of the screen, I could. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it because it's a little bit of an eyesore and a little bit of an impact on your visibility, but yeah, you can pretty much do what you want. So have them however you like, but I quite like them, you know, always up, always around the edge. Now, let's have a look. Let's zoom out and see what we've got. We're starting here by a sort of massive lake, which interconnects to many rivers. Okay. It's a little bit of an odd one, this map, isn't it? There's another massive lake up here, and loads of lake down here at the bottom. Okay, well, at least we won't be running short of access to water. That's something, isn't it? Plenty of fishing that we can get done. So, all that we start with is our group of folks. They bring with them a storage barn and a stockpile, which has got an assortment of random bits and pieces in. And we have to take it from there, really. So we've got to gather ourselves some resources, which I shall set, just all these little bits around the area. Since, you know, we live here, it's where we're going to be starting off anyway. And let's set time underway. Look at them all piling straight in there. Marvellous. Okay, so I'm gonna get some roads down just around this area because it will help our little folks out. It will get them moving a bit quicker, get all of that kind of bits and pieces sorted. And one of the first things we're going to need to do is to get some food production down because people got to eat. And, you know, what way to start off than by plonking down a fishing dock into all of the numerous amounts of water that we've just established are on the map. So let's get that done, and from there we can let our little people speed up in their tasks a little bit. Onwards and upwards. Off you go, guys. Chop trees, do things, get everything sorted. We're also going to allocate some of you into being builders because it's pretty important that somebody does go and start the building and yeah, get some of these lovely structures underway. We'll also whack in a few houses. Nothing too dramatic, don't want to go racing off faster than we can support them, but you know, winter will come at some point. Winter is coming. And we don't want to all freeze to death, which seems like the sort of thing that would happen were we to have utterly no homes. So yeah, 4 homes for the 17 homeless? Not sure, to be honest. Some of the family sizes in this can be tiny. You can have like 2 people in a house, sometimes 1 people in a house. 1 person in a house, I should say, if that person isn't married or in a relationship. But then other times you can have like a couple who might have like 4 or 5 children. Sometimes they might have grandparents living there too. All kinds of bits and pieces. So you can end up with some pretty massive families. So, not the button I meant to click. Pause. Get rid of that. So yeah, it is worth making sure you know how many houses you need. And I'm guessing that because all these lovely folks are sort of stood around not doing too much, that they have run out of tasks, so we are going to assign them some more tasks. What else are we going to need immediately? Well, in my eyes, one of the first things that we are going to need is a forester's lodge, because, and there is reason for this, trees are really important. Trees produce firewood, which can be chopped by the woodcutter. Oh, the fishing dock's done. Quickly whack ourselves some folks into that. But anyway, yes. So, where did I plonk it? In this here forest somewhere. Who knows where? Somewhere. But yes, you're going to need one of those in order to try and keep a semi-sustainable amount of trees. Without a sustainable amount of trees, you're going to get this pop-up: the reserve of firewood is low. Because we're going to chop down all the trees on the map and run out, and everything's going to go badly. So yes, not something you want to achieve. Slow this all down a little bit. Onwards, right. We've got the forester set to be built, and we need to set the firewood chopper to be built. Where would I find it? This one. And I think, to be honest, should we just put it up here somewhere? That seems about right, doesn't it? How about just there? Because it's closer to the stockpile, which is where people are going to be storing logs anyway. Marvellous. And then once both of those are built, we should have a semi-sustainable supply of both trees coming in and trees being chopped, which means warmth and not freezing to death. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And the other thing that's really useful out in the forest is not a herbalist, a gatherer. Where do we find our gatherers? Under food production, gatherer. That seems more appropriate, doesn't it? So if we put that right opposite our pal here, just there, then the two of them can live together happily in the forest, and we can put a little path down the centre. Where's the edge of this thing? There. So yes, we want the path to be like that long, and then the path can go pretty much like directly out and connect, and then the gatherer can go and like find all the mushrooms and like other little weird things you find in forests that you can eat, and we'll have loads of food and loads of trees, and everyone will be happy forever. Okay. Anywho, those lovely 4 houses that we assigned were built, but we do still have 3 homeless folks. So, you know what that means, guys? I think we need a couple more houses. Let's go for rotation. Can we fit 2 in here? Oh, not quite. Just too short. Okay, well that's frustrating. We'll have 2 like that then. Why not? And then hopefully that'll be enough for everybody to be inside. Yeah, look at this. 5 people in that house, but only 2 people in that house and 3 people in here. Lovely. And then once everyone's inside and everyone's got a house, the general way that this works is that if you've got enough houses, everyone's fine. The population just stays stationary. But if you have extra houses, then that's when people look to move out and to start new families and to start increasing the population growth. I'll let you work out how that occurs. I'm not going to spell that one out for you. But yes, so the thing that can be dangerous is building too many houses when you don't actually have enough supplies, I guess, to keep those people alive and well. So we've just allocated one of our lovely people to go and work as a woodcutter, and we've had a new labourer come through as one of our children has become an adult, so that's good. The danger, of course, if you don't expand the population is that you run out of people to work, not to mention that old age is a thing, and if there's no new babies, then people will die and you will run out. Uh-oh, no one wants that to happen. So, something you want to avoid. Right, let's speed them up a little bit, get them underway. Come on guys, let's build some houses. What's stopping us? Ah, well, we've got logs, but we've got no firewood. So it shouldn't be a lack of resources stopping us from building these things, should it? We have got some stone. Just time to get it done, I guess. But it is a fair point that we probably could do with assigning some more bits and pieces to be gathered. And since this area here is going to be the forester's area, it doesn't hurt to just, you know, strip all the stone out of the lot, because it will give the forester more space for trees. And look at this! 2 lovely children have been born. Which family have they been born into? Here we've got Trey Maynard, and here we've got Carney. So one of the things that I do really enjoy is some of the absolutely bonkers names that you can come across in this game. They just make me smile. Like, how often do you meet someone and they're like, hey guys, my name's Trey Maynard? Can't say it's ever really happened to me, so yeah. Your stone is low, we get it, we get it. But look at this, look at this. Let me just slow down time a little bit, and we can have a little look at our staffing levels, because I want to stick at least a couple of people working in the forester, but that leaves me with no labourers, so I'm going to have to strip a builder or two out. But then we're going to have no one to work in the gatherer's hut momentarily, so that's another thing that we need to be aware of. What are we going to do? Reserve of stone is low, reserve of food is low. I know, I'm trying. Well, unless anyone else grow up anytime soon, I suspect we're going to have to take off a builder and put them on gathering. Where's gathering? Just there. And slowly let it creep up as we are able to. They're nearly finished on building this anyway, and once this is done, that will be a lot less taskings for the builders. Come on, finish, finish, finish. 98, 99, 100, marvellous. Okay, well at least we've got one person working there, and we can increase that as we get more people. What else have we got going on? The builder has come straight over here to build this here wooden house, which will hopefully end our homelessness. Come on. Is that homelessness gone? 96, 98, 100. You gonna move in, guys? Ooh, look at this. We have one of these handy production limit things, which means whatever I have the limit on fuel set to, 200, we have reached. Look at that, 204. Well, I'm not happy with 200, so I'm going to put that up to 400 because it's not even winter yet, and I am genuinely scared that we will need more than that. So yeah, I'm going to whack those limits up a bit anyway, just because who really cares if we gather extra logs? Not me. Food, low on food. Yep. Gotcha. Oh good, people moved in here and homelessness is gone. That's what we were striving for. Food is low. You guys are fishing, aren't you? 540 fish this season. They are making fish. Making fish, catching fish, producing food. They are getting somewhere, but we are down to 99 food. Have you gathered anything in here yet? 44 roots. I mean, we're trying. We are trying. There are things coming in, just not really quick enough. So we might need to have a little panic about that and set some more things underway to get more food produced, mightn't we? What can we do? Well, we could stick another person on gathering and have one labourer and one builder. I suppose that's alright, considering we've got no building tasks currently underway. And just hope, I guess. It looks like food's beginning to pick up. We're up to 241. 241 is good. We're still gathering fish. Okay. Supply of firewood is good. What are we pinging for now? Still low food. Yep, we're now down to 148. Come on, guys. I believe in you. Beginning to get some onions coming into the gatherer's hut. That's quite good. Always helpful. And how are you doing? You are gathering some logs, some stone and some iron. Marvellous. Well, in that case, it's probably a good idea if we put in a little storage facility for you, isn't it? Yes, storage. So you only need a teeny tiny stockpile, but if we stick in just something like that, you know, a little one there, won't take out too much space. It'll only get rid of one tree, but it'll allow you to plonk your stuff off here instead of legging it all the way back into town to go stick it in over that one. And this one will become full at some point anyway, so yeah, seems smart. We are back up to 232 food. Are we going to survive? I really hope so. They're gathering more fishies. Oh, we've got mushrooms coming in here now too. Balanced diet, eh? Have a fish and some mushroom. If you're lucky, you can have an onion. Don't say I never treat you. Okay, so how are things going? Everything's looking reasonable. Child ages. Oh, we've got a little 11-year-old living in there alone. It's a bit sad, I guess, yeah. No one to go live with her. The next oldest child is a 9-year-old and an 8-year-old. So it doesn't really look... Oh, no, there you go. Now she's got a 10-year-old for company. She, he. I'm not very good with which of these symbols means which. I think that this one... Nope, genuinely can't remember. Well, she has a buddy. Or he has a buddy. They have a buddy. There are buddies. Okay, and the perk to that is that we do in fact now have one more labourer. Yay! We are on 186. I'm thinking we do need to get something else underway for food production, really. What other things do we have the choice of? So, crop fields, orchards, pastures, fishing docks, hunting cabins, and gatherers' huts. So, hunting. Where's a good place to go hunting? I'm not really sure. Like, would a hunting cabin be better in the woods, or would it be better in the open plains? Let's have a little look. I mean, I spot a little deer there. Does that imply the woods? Should we stick it in the forest with the forester's hut? I mean, I think we know. The answer here is, let's do it, let's hope, and we can always test it out later by building another one and seeing if it makes any differences. What's the worst that can happen? Famous last words. In better news, our woodcutter is remaining quite good at keeping to a 400 fuel limit, so that's quite nice. Yeah, pretty happy with that. And everything seems to be just about progressing. So, we've got no medicine, so everyone's probably going to die from that at some point. And we are running a bit low on clothes, but food is up to 300, and that's what we like, eh? And once we've got this here hunting cabin sorted, we can set somebody off to go do some hunting. Okay. We've had one more child born in here, so that's always nice. One thing to bear in mind is that with this game, ages are like a lot different to how we would view ages today. So like, yeah, they do pretty much just move out at like 10, 11, something like that. And go live merry lives. So the fact that we've got an 8-year-old in that house and a 9-year-old in that house, they are probably going to want to move out together at some point. So maybe we should stick a house down for them, because it'll take us a while to build it anyway, let's be honest. And it's not exactly a priority. This is more of a priority, which I'm pretty sure, if I click the right button somewhere in here, this one, knew it was there somewhere, we can increase the priority of that one, and then we know that one will continue to get done first, because I'm not really that fussed on this one. Oh look! Reserve of logs is low, but there's more children. And then, yeah, this house will be ready nicely for roughly the time that those guys want to move out. Because, yeah, it's getting busy in this house now. Nice 5 of them in there. Marvellous. Marvellous indeed, I tell you. Okay, and another child in there. What I will do is stick myself another nice little stockpile there. More than anything, it's just to fill up the space and make it look nice and tidy. Because why not? Yes, and they are making progress here. Oh, look at this! 78% full! They are packing this stockpile. And yeah, I'm spying lots of deers in amongst these trees, so I'm thinking maybe we were right to stick our hunting cabin out in the forest. So that is good. Supply of logs it's saying is low, and it is accurate. We are only on 4. That is pretty darn awful, isn't it? Right, my friends in the Forester's Lodge. They are producing logs. It's not the speediest rate ever, but they are producing them. Maybe we should just go ahead and chop down a few of these around the edge. I don't think these ones are really affected by the, what do you call it, Forester anyway. And yeah, we are reaching the point where our dear friend, the chopping guy, who produces all of our firewood, is out of supply. So without more supplies, he's not going to get any work done at all. Oh, look at this, a new adult. Marvellous. Where do you live? Were you one of those ones I'd spotted? You were, look! Yeah, the 9-year-old's become a 10-year-old. Cool, so yeah, once we get this house done, this house will be for her. And our Hunter's Lodge is taking shape. So, 3 labourers currently and 1 builder. Well, at least one of these labourers, you are going to be a hunter. Schedule you now while we think of it. You can just start your job momentarily once this has been built. It'll be built even quicker if I press the speed up button. And look at that, another adult, Diamona, nice name, has become an adult. It's probably, where was it? No, so we've got a 9-year-old here. It was a 10-year-old in this house. Okay, so there's a few of them. 9-year-old, 8-year-old. People are reaching the age of move out. Enos. You know, because that's a word. Right, hunting cabin. We have set a hunter. Let's set a second hunter. It could sustain 3, but let's give it 2. We'll keep 2 people in labouring. Get this here house built and underway. I don't want to push it too far, but I am still concerned with that available amount of food. Okay. Don't want to take on anything too massive at this point in terms of construction projects, but get this wooden house done and let's see who moves in, shall we? Oh look, there's another adult. We're going to run out of children at this rate. Look, there we go. A couple have moved into there. And yeah, there was at least one other that became an adult. So Patrinity is an adult. I know it's weird thinking of 10-year-olds as adults, but in this game, that's a thing. Yeah, so there is at least one other adult. And there is a 9-year-old there who don't yet have a home to move out into. So, we could plonk one there, just for when they do get round to that. We can build a little road down there, and it'll be a nice area. Although, it is going to be a little bit odd, because if I... wrong click. If I put that there, and then just pause this, because I don't actually want them to work on it yet, and then spin my camera around a little bit, I've now got a funny gap, just there. And nobody likes a funny gap, do they? Or at least I don't like a funny gap. It's just unpleasant. So what can I do to fill this here gap? Somewhere. A well. I could not even fit a well in there. Okay, well, if I can't fit a well in, and a well is basically the smallest thing, we're just going to have another stockpile. Magical. There we go. Done. Bish bash bosh. Keep the place nice and tidy. And then because I like to keep my town the way I started it, I'm going to turn it things back round so we face the way we started. That's how this works. And look at this, yeah, there's that other one become a adult, who I suspected, well, I mean, everyone's going to become an adult at some point, aren't they, unless they die, so can't really say I suspected they would, but I suspected they would momentarily. That's where we're going. So now we have this nice house for them, and here they are moved in. Marvellous. They also provide us 2 further labourers, so we could go about upping our food income, because we are still struggling with that amount of stored food. Let's put 1 more on gathering and 1 more on hunting. That should max out this hunting cabin. And I've got faith in you guys. I need you to bring me plenty of food. Plenty. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to get another fishing dock constructed at some point, would it? Maybe one just down here? You don't want the rings to overlap because it reduces the amount of food they produce, but it's also quite hard to tell sometimes. I've got it the wrong way around. No wonder it doesn't want to place. So yeah, the best we could do would be there, which is a bit of an overlap on that one we've already got, isn't it? Not the most ideal situation. But then all the way down here, which is obviously lovely for not overlapping, is a little far from where we're living. Which is not the most ideal situation. Thoughts. What do we do? I think we leave it for the moment and just see how things go. We are up to 300 food. It's not ideal, and our health is beginning to drop a little bit, which implies we could really use getting some medicine underway. But it's something, isn't it? Right, medicine. Herbalist. Used to gather herbs and provide simple health and healing. Pretty sure that also needs to be in a nice heavily wooded area. Do I really want to stick it here? What I could do... Right, let's think about this. That is the radius of our forester at this point. There is all this lovely space down here, which isn't covered by anybody at this point, but I imagine would be a really good radius for putting something else in. So what I could do is stick like a little herbalist down here, and then I could stick my, what do you call it, fisherman on the coast, and I could have like a little outpost down here with another forester maybe. Yeah, let's do this. This is probably growing way faster than I should be doing, but we're going to go for it. So, first things first, we're going to have the herbalist. Then, that will be the priority. We're then going to stick a... Oh, I could put the houses on the coast with the fishermen. It could be gorgeous. It could be wonderful. Okay, yeah, this is happening. You build that there, herbalist, and then I'm going to have a fiddle around on the coast. Spin this round so it's the correct orientation. Put my fishing dock in. I am going to pause some of these buildings just while I have a fiddle around with it, because I don't want to overload the poor builders. Okay, directly behind this we're going to have a storage barn because they are useful, and then we can build a road down the centre. That's a bit odd. Have I put that in slightly the wrong place? Spin, spin, spin. I might have done. See, this is why we don't let them build them straight away. So if I put the road in, the road can go there. I want my storage barn to back directly onto said road. So there. That looks better, doesn't it? Okay. So we build a storage barn. We then spin back round. And we connect up this here road over nicely to this here herbalist. Perfect. Next thing would be getting a connection down here from, well, this road up here. Ah, lovely. So, something like that. Gosh, the builder's going to be busy for a while with all these roads to build. So, that would give us those. What else do we need in the forest? We need the forester. Duh. That would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? So, where are you, forester? Forester's Lodge, and that wants to be nice and central to the area. So if I put him there, is he covering a good area? Looks pretty good to me. I mean, obviously you can't plant trees in the what do you call it, water? Yeah, that's the word, isn't it? Well, we could put him there, and then he's sort of directly next to, yeah, we'll put him there. Also pause him, because my priority here really is the herbalist. And then other things. Let's have... Where is it gone? Where is me gatherer gone? Stick a gatherer there. Then we're also going to need ourselves a little stockpile, and then that's probably all good, isn't it? We'll leave the hunter's cabin off this one, because probably don't need that in every single one, do we? Maybe we do. Who knows? Stockpile, stockpile, stockpile. You'd think it was changing all the time, the amount I find it difficult to find things in the menus. It's not. I'm just not very good with menus. Who'd have thought it? Right. Let's stick my little stockpile there. Beautiful. And then it would be nice to put a couple of houses out here for everyone to live in. Save them doing too much running about. They've got their own little storage barn. It's like a little outpost. Something like that, you know? Okay. Oh, pause, pause, pause. We don't want these built straight away, though. That's a good point. We do want the herbalist up first. That is our priority here. Okay, so let's see how things are going. Ooh, food is up to 890. That's most magnificent, isn't it? Well, in that case, I'm going to unpause this house, because I'm sure we are reaching the point where there's probably somebody that wants to move out. There's an 11-year-old. What else have we got? Oh no, maybe we're alright. Maybe there's nobody else, just that one 11-year-old. Either way, they should be allowed to go have their own nice, peaceful home. And I'm sure someone will join them at some point. But yes, we'll get this one underway and built. Okay. 96%, and you give up to go work on the house. Of course you do. Of course you do. Well, in that case, looks like we'll get this house finished first, at this rate. What are you playing at, Mr. Builder? Reserve of logs is low. That is not ideal, is it? We're down to 22. Oh no. Well, we'd better get chopping then. Harvest trees, yes. Why don't we chop down these trees? I mean, yeah. It's not like they're going to be taken by a forester, because it's a really weird sort of dodgy outstretch of land. That's probably not going to have too much done with it, is it? So yes, go liberate those. Off you go, good people. What else have we got? I have noticed one thing. What is going on here? 46 in the weather? 46? I have a feeling. Game. Show Celsius. Apply. Okay. 8. That's much more sensible, isn't it? 46. I don't understand that kind of stuff. In the UK we use Celsius, and I'm afraid that's all I really understand. So Celsius it is. 10. That's a much more reasonable number to be seeing in the temperature box. Pretty standard sort of UK day, really. A 10 or an 11. Our peak here is basically, what, 22? And then everything sort of starts to shut down as it becomes summer and everyone has to put their shorts on and immediately run to the pub garden or the beach. Not in COVID times, but, you know, prior to COVID times, this is what would occur. Anywho, how is my building going? Still on 97 down there, but we do have a complete new house, and that little 12-year-old has indeed moved in. Looks quite cute, doesn't it? All these roofs. It is a little bit boxy, yes, but I'm quite happy with how that is going. We are, however, getting very low on clothes, so it's probably not going to be a bad idea to get tailors underway at some point, but I have a herbalist's hut, so frankly that's far more exciting right now, and I'm going to immediately assign someone to go work in that. Get themselves gathering some of the herbs, and then hopefully the health of our people will begin to improve. That would be good, wouldn't it? And now we've got no jobs going currently for our builder friends, so I'm going to release the storage barn first. There is vague logic to this, and that is that if we want anybody to work down here, currently they're going to have to be legging it all the way back up to that storage barn in order to put anything down. That includes our friend the Herbalist. So if we have a storage barn here, it's just much quicker and much easier, isn't it? So let's get that done. I'm also thinking, you know, something that would be quite nice is to see what the radius of a market is, which is quite large, isn't it? And if we could put one on this side of the river and maybe have, like, I don't know, around here, lots of houses, a school, some nice bits and pieces like that, and then a bridge across, and it would cover all these houses. Yep, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm pausing it, because we do not have the supplies for that, but I'm doing it. It's a long-term project. This seems to always happen when I play this game. I get so overexcited and carried away, like planning and making things like for the future, that I just have so much stuff sat around on pause that I never quite finish. And I really should, but I tell myself I'm not going to do it, and then I always do it. So yeah, who knows, eh? Either way, let's get all of this set up nicely. Beautiful. Roads for days. I wonder how our builders are going to feel about that, considering they can't actually get over there at this point. But maybe we should release that bridge so they can at least do that without getting confused. Hopefully they'll be aware that this area is the initial priority though, because I do want our dear herbalist friend to be able to plonk their herbs somewhere. 9 they have gathered. A whole 9. Marvellous. So, what I should probably do, if that is the case, is to use that handy priority button and put this as a priority. And there you go, our builder is assigned there, people are bringing stuff, logs are coming in. Could do with some stone. There's some here in this stockpile ready. Come on, chaps. Bring it over. Oh, this little guy. What's your name? Conado. Conado is doing just that. As were you. Leanne Marie. That's a nice name, isn't it? Leanne Marie. Bit of a mouthful, but a nice name. Anywho, looks like we only need one more piece of stone and our builder can get banging with their hammer and get it all sorted. I also note, look at this. We've got more children becoming labourers, and if you note, I'm pretty sure Tremainard and Kearney were in fact our first children born. Isn't that adorable? I really like that. Okay, so we're making good progress. Tremainard has gone and lived in here with Iveta. Lovely, lovely, lovely. What else have we got? So Kearney's still living there. There is a 9-year-old here. So maybe it's time, guys, that we need a new house. So if I release one of these houses, we can get that underway, and then we'll have people who are ready to go and live in it. So, yeah, 5 labourers. We're all over this, guys. All over this. Okay, what I will do then is assign one more to building, just to come and get these pieces done. I will also... Oh, these trees are already scheduled. I won't assign more trees. They're all over it. They're all over it. Yes. So... progress is being made in the storage barn. Marvellous. Our herbalist is doing their job. 39 herbs, and we've now got some stored medicine. And we've gone back up to 4.5 health, which is rather good. Don't want all our people dying. And the storage barn is done. So hopefully that will cut down on the amount of time this here herbalist has to spend dashing back and forth, dropping off those herbs. So that should help out nicely. This wooden house should get nicely underway soon. And once this is built, where are we going to go from here? Maybe we go for the gatherer's hut, and then the gatherers can also use the storage barn, and we could stick a couple of these guys into gathering. So many choices. So little time. I would also really like to get that market up and underway. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see how it all goes, shall we? Things are looking good up here. Okay, so we've still got Carney to move out. We've got Mella to move out. Everyone else has moved out. Okay, so it is just the one house that we are in desperate need of at the moment, which has now got all its resources and is being built. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. You can do it. Construct that there house. Allegedly, we have 2 builders assigned to this, but who knows where they are and what they're actually up to. All kinds of shenanigans. Alright. In that case, we'll speed it up for the moment, and there we go! Builders are arriving, the walls are going up, things are taking shape. Lovely. So the house has been built. And there you go, Carney and Mella. Magnificent. Our population seems to be doing quite well, as there a child with the most magical name of Websterlin has been born. Glad it's not to them. They've only been living there for 2 seconds, but I wonder if it was to our newest house couple, which will be this one. It was! Oh, Tremainard is a parent! Who'd have thought it? Ah, people have begun to get that bridge built. That is nice, that is nice. What are we going for next? Right, I think I'm going to release the pause on this, let that get underway. It gives our labourers something to work on in the meantime, so in order to get the logs brought in, the stone brought in, the trees chopped down, that only has to be a labourer, you don't need to be a builder to get that done. So, yeah, it keeps them busy. They can do this as well as going and chopping down trees and removing stone and whatever else they've currently got assigned to them. Speaking of which, it's probably a good idea to remove all this stone. It will give a nice area for the forester when I actually get around to unpausing that and allowing it to be built. It'll give them plenty of space to plant more trees in. Yay! Sustainability! Mostly we just need a lot of trees to keep ourselves going. We've still only got 97. It's actually really difficult to rack up trees. I mean, I'm not even making any effort with stone or iron, and they seem to stay far more stable. Just by the odd bits and pieces that the foresters bring in when they're like, this should be a tree space and it's actually an iron space. Anywho, oh, Drusilla has been born. Not down here. Oh, where's Drusilla been born? Which of these lovely families have you joined, Drusilla? There's Websterlin. Nest, good name. Drusilla. Ah, Drusilla lives in here. Marvellous. Although I did spy there's another 10-year-old, Permel. So they could do with getting someone to move out. And Zandel, the 9-year-old up there, is probably going to need to move out soon. As well as Ranko. Ranko? Ranko, the 9-year-old there. So yes. Reserve of tools is low. Uh-oh, not good. But we will get this here house underway too. Get people moving onwards and upwards. We could probably do with beginning to look at getting more tools and more clothes. So, yeah, because there's now people beginning to work without tools, and that is not good. Not good at all, I tell you. Tools is a little bit of a faff. So, in order to get tools, we need a blacksmith. Blacksmith, blacksmith, blacksmith. Where do we keep you? That's a tavern. It's a tailor, blacksmith. Okay, so you need wood and iron in order to make tools. We can do that, I think. I think we can do that. Let's put one in. Also, there was all that time earlier when I was talking about wells, and I never put one in. And if I don't put one in, it's going to be exactly the sort of thing we really, really need, because everything's going to go wrong and catch fire. So let's bonk a well in while I think of it. But yeah, if we can get a blacksmith, that would be good. Even if they can't build the high quality tools, because I'm fairly sure that the high quality tools require iron, coal and wood, and coal is the thing that we don't currently have. And we're not going to have coal until I get round to setting up a mine in order to mine coal. But if we can, as the tooltip down here said, where did it go? Where did it go? If we can make them from just wood and iron, then that's alright, because there are these chunks of iron knocking around on the surface that we can go gather up. And that would be good. So, oh look at this! Our herbalist has hit her limit of herbs. Marvellous. Well, hopefully she can do a nice job of keeping our health up. Our gatherer's hut down here has been created, so I'm going to stick another couple of people onto gathering. Make the most of that. And this house has been created and Permel's moved on down. Okay, things are doing good. Zandel and Ranko have just grown up, and Ranko has immediately come and moved down here. And yeah, still not got enough logs, but all kinds of bits and pieces are going, and they seem to be going well. I'm not going to unpause either of these just yet, because I would like to get the blacksmith done, now that I've realised people are working without tools. Working without tools really does slow your blokes down, and it's just not good. Who wants to go get told to gather some iron and then have to punch it with their fist? I mean, it's basically the only option you've got, isn't it? Punch it with your fist or kick it. And if you kick it, you're going to run out of boots really quickly as you wear your way through them and have to hike around in your socks or worse, bare feet. And punching it, you're just going to hurt your hands. So, yeah, I'm not surprised they're less efficient when they're using no tools. Really, you want a nice pickaxe. So yeah. Or I suppose a fishing rod in this case, where Yoshia, lovely name, is working and has no tool, and is a fisherman. So yeah. Anywho, this is onto the build phase. It's got all the required resources, although that does leave us on only 8 logs, which is a slight bit worrying. Oh, and we do appear to have actually cleared basically all of the logs down here too. So yeah, get rid of the whole 2 that are not already taken, and I'm going to harvest some of the trees over here, because we kind of earmarked this space as a living space anyway, so we're going to end up clearing it at some point. Why not now? Saves us from stealing ones from within our forester's zone, which is probably a good thing, because why make a forester if we're going to immediately steal all his trees? So how is that going for us? It's going alright, it's going alright. We're up to 91% complete there. Come on, come on, come on. I'm going to assign a blacksmith just in advance, and there we go. Yes, so iron tool, log plus iron, steel tool, log plus iron plus coal. So yeah, we can work on the log plus iron for the time being. That's a good thing to do. And then, if in a few years we're feeling fortunate and we've got some coal, we can move on to those later. But for the moment, that is a good start. I note they are working nicely here on this well that I'd assigned as well. Aha, as well. I see what I did there. And yeah, things appear to be going nicely. The bridge is in. Got a little town coming along. It's all rather marvellous, isn't it? I think we're probably ready for about one more house. I think we're reaching that point. Just one. Don't want to expand too fast or anything. But one more house is a good thing. We'll put a teeny tiny stockpile there, just so they can dump some resources off. Yeah, happy with this. We've got a few more children being born. We've got Armin in there. Right, Marika is one in there. Lovely. Dina in here. This house is a little on the fuller side. Xandal could do with moving out, really. Yeah, things are looking alright. And down in our 2 stray houses down here, we've got Jacqueline and Alia. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Things are progressing, and I am pleased to note that food, 1,554 currently, much better than it has been previously, when it was constantly flashing, food, Much happier now that's nice and high. Especially as in this game, one of the nice features is that food doesn't ever really go off. It just sort of lasts forever. It's like they've cracked the science of preservation. They don't need to worry about, you know, fridges, freezers, salting things or pickling things or any of those other bits and pieces that you do. They just go for it and magically their food lasts forever. Who'd have thought today? Right, our blacksmith is doing a wonderful job. Look at that, 12 tools built in the last season. We've even got enough that we've got 2 spare now and only 2 people without tools. So in my books that means we've broken even, because those 2 people will probably rock up at some point, come and grab them, and then we'll have nobody without a tool. And you know, that's what we like to hear, isn't it? That person's probably just really far away. Here they are. What's your name? Ranko! Ranko is finding a tool, yes. Come on, come on, come on. We've now got everybody with a tool, so that is marvellous. Next things on the agenda, we probably do need to look at clothing. But, yeah. That, we can have a little rest before we get into that. Xandal has moved into this house over here, which is always nice. This stockpile has been built. We've got a reasonable supply of firewood. Yeah, I'm quite happy with the way things are going. In fact, I would go so far as to say I'm so happy that I think I'll leave it there for today. I might pop back again in the future just to set up the clothing industry and play a little bit more. I've reinvigorated my love for this game and its wondrous ability to bring peace. Thank you so much for joining me, and if you want to leave a like on the video or subscribe to the channel, I would be absolutely thrilled. Until next time folks, thank you and goodbye!